Ben McKee, Patrick Brown with Go Vols 24/7 here inside of Neyland Stadium with our no-huddle following Tennessee's 59-3 homecoming win over UConn, a win that was for Pat Summitt in some regard. A very clean, crisp win for Tennessee, very efficient offensively. The defense scored several touchdowns. The defense scored more touchdowns than UConn's offense did, and Omar Norman-Lott made that known when he was walking off the field after the game in one of the videos I posted to my timeline. But Patrick, it was just kind of from the jump, it was all Tennessee, especially with that Jalen Wright touchdown run.
Yeah, second play of the game, Jalen Wright goes 82 yards to the house, second straight week. He's had an opening drive, long touchdown run where he shows a gear to pull away from defenders. That was really impressive. And Tennessee needed a kind of game like this, a breather game. You've had three grueling physical SEC games coming off of a lot of intensity against A&M, Alabama, Kentucky. You need one where there's intensity, but you're up 49 or 35-3 at half, and it was kind of cruise control from there. So Tennessee needed a game like this, but Josh Heupel said this was not their most complete game, and pointed to a lot of penalties on defense, some things with some of the younger players too, and the pass defense as well needed some work. But Tennessee gets the job done, gets business handled, and now they're on to the final three.
Yep, and offensively really balanced, almost 400 passing yards, well over 200 rushing yards. And I thought Joe Milton continues to play really, really efficient football.
Yeah, I think he's got 3 touchdown passes and 6 incompletions over the past 2 games. So really since that A&M game, that looks like might have been the turning point. He had 100 yards and 50% completions that game, and now he's put 3 games together where he's been really good. Hits Ramel Keaton, UConn just turned him loose. You can't miss that throw. He didn't. Keaton made the catch, we should say. We were hoping he would make the catch while the ball was in the air. Ramel's had some issues catching the ball, but he made that one, and then hit Squirrel White for 80-something yards as well. Good to get those explosive plays. Those are the 2 longest plays of Tennessee's, 2 longest pass plays, I should say, of Tennessee's season. They hadn't had a pass play more than 55 yards this season, so to get those explosive plays back is good and a good sign for this offense.
Yeah, and then obviously Nico Iamaleava gets in his first extended action since September.
Austin P.
Played 2 series, and he looked good. He looked good. They had the punt on one of them, but on his first possession, he marches them right down the field, made plays with his legs, made throws on the run, picked up a third down, if I remember correctly, with his legs, and had a nice little play design to McCollin Castles for a touchdown. I thought Nico looked really good in his 2 possessions.
Yeah, Heupel said there's some things they got to clean up with operating the offense, which you would expect. It's a freshman making his 3rd appearance of his career, but I mean, you can just see the natural talent, the easy arm talent, the ability to move and feel pressure and extend plays and throw on the run. That's all God-given ability, and he showed some of that. And there were a lot of people that were excited to see him finally play. To credit Tennessee for getting him a chance to play in the lopsided score. And he looked really good, but some things to work on, and he's got to stay ready because, again, he's just 1 snap away. Yep,
and defensively, a lot of explosive plays, kind of beat up UConn in the trenches.
They never had 3 defensive touchdowns in a game before.
That's right, and then a lot of explosive plays, beat up UConn in the trenches. The game was more chippy than you would have expected for this type of game against a non-conference opponent. There was some brouhaha post-game trying to get UConn into the locker room. And some words exchanged, but Tennessee beats up UConn in the trenches defensively, and then obviously the several explosive plays for the scores.
Yeah, you love to see that. They only had, I think, 1 defensive score on the season, which was Kamal Hyde's pick 6. Tyler Barron scoops and scores and pays a little tribute to Kamal with the primetime celebration there. Obviously, Barron finally got one. He didn't have that one against Ole Miss a couple years ago. Still controversial to this day around here, but Tennessee's defense, they gave up some yards. I mean, UConn had 200 yards in the first half. They moved the ball. They got down here. Tennessee had like 3 penalties on one drive. They had another penalty-laden drive in the second half. They just can't make those mistakes when they get into these last 3 SEC games. But situationally, they were very good. Got off the field, forced a couple holds in the red zone, and got off the field on some 3rd and 4th in minus territory or plus territory for UConn. So a lot to work on. But again, you give up 3 points, you're going to be feeling good about how you played.
Yeah, and lastly, this game comes at the right time. Be able to rest some guys as a very important 2 weeks is now coming up.
Yeah, they didn't play John Campbell. Mark Thomas didn't see him. Didn't see Jabari Small. Jalen Wright only had 8 carries. I think Dylan Sampson only had 5. They're beat up in the backfield. Everybody's kind of beat up this time of year. Mary McDonald's a guy that's played a lot of snaps. I'm not sure how much he played in the second half. Saw a lot of Jordan Thomas. So the Tennessee needed this game and sort of kind of reset and refresh. Now they've got 3 big games down the stretch of the season. A lot to play for.
Absolutely. We've got plenty of coverage of Tennessee's homecoming win at UConn up at the site at Go Vols 24/7. He's Patrick Brown. I'm Ben McKee.